In this video, we will see how you can search a book in your FIDINA library and issue or reserve that book. We can visit the library module of FIDINA by going to Academics and Library. In the first video, we have seen how you can add books into FIDINA using the form or the custom import method. Assuming that we have added the books into FIDINA, we can now search them as an administrator or a librarian, that is, an employee with library privilege, and then can issue them or reserve them. So here I can search the book by these options. By barcode would mean that you have plugged in a barcode reader device and you have clicked on this option of search. Then you hover over that particular barcode and the number of the barcode or the barcode information gets saved into that particular field like here. So this is one way in which you can search the book. Another way would be by the number of the book. So if you are aware of the book number, you can search it by the book number like this, and it will show you the details about that book. The third option is by the title of the book. So here you can just search by the title, and then you have the tag of the book, that is like this. So all based on the tag that you have given while you've added the book, the matching criteria books will show up here. And the fourth way is by the author name. So this is the way you can search the books. After you search a book, so let's say I search this book, which is Q2, by the book number, I will be able to see the status of the book along with the other details. Now, from here as an administrator or a librarian, I will be able to issue the book to the student who is asking for this book. To do that, you have to click on the title of the book as an administrator or a librarian, and you will see these two options of reserving the book or issuing the book. Reserving the book is an option that is created for the students and the employees. That means if a student logs in into FIDINA, he will be able to reserve the book. He will not be able to issue the book. Reserving a book by the student denotes that he is interested in this book once it is released by some other student or employee who has already issued it. So reserving a book on available book is not as effective and meaningful as it is done on issued book. Let me show an example here. I will log in as a student. And I can visit the library module. So as a student or an employee, I have access to library, but I can only view the available books in library like this. So it shows me all this. I can filter as per the status of the book as well. And then I can search the book and reserve it. So here, let's say I'm aware of the book number. I have checked it from viewing the books. So let's say I have this book, and I can click on the title, and now I will get an option here to reserve. Let me show you for another book. I have already reserved this book. That is why it shows reserved. So let's say I have Q2, and here I get an option to reserve the book. Once I click on it, it will say that the book is reserved by this student. So it's, let's say, the Q3 book which I just searched was already reserved by this student. So if any other student logs in, so he will be able to see that what book is reserved. So he shouldn't be issuing the same book. So it only reserve means that the student is interested in that book and the admin can issue that book to the student. So for now, let me go to library, search the available book, not the reserved book in this case. Let's see the normal flow first. And here we click and we will issue this book to a student. when the admin or the librarian will click on issue book, he can select who it is to be issued. Is it a student or is it an employee? And he can search by the admission number of that student. The details will show up here. Click on the name of that particular student or employee and the details will fill up here. It will also show the librarian how many books this student has already taken. So if there is a limit on the number of books that you have to issue to the student or the employee, it will show up here and you can accordingly stop issuing it if it has crossed a certain limit or proceed with the issuing. You can also see issue date will be the current date. Due date will be by default after a month, which you can change if you wish to. So let's say we only want to make it for some days, we can change it like this. So once the book is issued, it will be, it is now, if we see the status, we can check it here. The book was Q2, we can see it is borrowed. And here now no other student can take it. Reserved books can be issued to any students. Borrowed books cannot be issued since they are borrowed unless they are made available once they are returned by the student. So this is how, as an admin or a librarian, you will be able to issue the book to the student, and as a student or an employee, you can reserve the book to show interest in that book. One more option is here that when you visit the profile of the student, like I'm visiting the profile of this student, under more, I get to see this option of library. This is where I can check what all books are issued by the student and what are the due dates of those books. So this is just an information that is saved under the profile of the student unless this book is released or returned back to the library by the student. So in the next video, we will see again the library module and how this book can be renewed. So let's say that the due date is approaching and I want to again take this book for a few more days. So how the book can be renewed. And then in the further videos, we will see how the student can return this book and how it again becomes available.